Greetings, conquerors. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in again. We want to thank all of our subscribers and those of you who have not subscribed. If you'd like to, please go ahead and click that button. If not, feel free to watch the content anytime you feel like it. We're just grateful that you guys will just show up from time to time and show us some love. We are really grateful for it all. Hey, let's get right into it, okay? Let's not waste a lot of time because I know you're busy and this is just a pit stop while you're on your way to your finish line. So today's video is entitled The Guest List, okay? The guest list. Well, what is that? Okay, so we're about to cross the starting line. Now, when we cross this starting line, everything we say we want to do, it becomes for real. We are really building the company. We're really transforming the ministry. We're really becoming better at whatever it is that we do or who we are. It's no longer theoretical. It's no longer possible. It's no longer imaginative. Now we're doing it for real. It becomes a part of our lives. Now, and before we do that, now, there's a lot of house cleaning that we got to do before we cross this line. Now, I've asked you guys to make a couple of different lists, and I'm going to do the same thing today. I'm going to ask you to make one more list. Before we cross the starting line, I want you to make one more list. I want you to make a guest list. Well, what's the guest list? The guest list is the people who can come versus the people who can't. Listen, unfortunately, the thing is, everybody cannot take this journey with us, and we have to be serious and intentional about who can come and who can't. Now, here's the thing. I'm not encouraging anybody to leave anybody. That's not what this is about. Your husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, your best friends, your high school sweethearts and all that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about leaving anyone. What I'm talking about is just simply who can take the journey and who can't. Listen, you can be married to them, you can be in relationships with these people, but they just all of them can't come. Now, how do we know? How do we determine who gets on the list and who doesn't? Well, that's very simple. Now, I'm not going to insult you by trying to pretend that this is revelation and you've never heard this before. I'm simply just reminding you of what you told somebody else and what somebody else has already told you and what you already know. Everybody cannot come. So how do we determine who goes with us and who doesn't? Well, that's very simple. They only have to meet a small number of qualifications. Do they encourage? Do they energize? Do they support? That's it. Do they encourage? Do they energize? Do they support? If they don't meet these three criteria, now you might have a few more that you want to add to your list of qualifications, and that's okay because it's your list. But if they don't meet those three, that's probably a good indication that they don't need to come. Encourage. It's going to be hard enough doing what you want to do anyway. You don't need anybody close to you discouraging you. That might have been the reason why you haven't done what you want to do in the first place. That might be one of the reasons why you haven't already gotten there, because the people around you have not been encouraging, and you probably was not brave enough to tell them, look, y'all got to get on for a while. I can't deal with you for a minute. As it relates to this, our relationship can stay the same, but as it relates to my dream, as it relates to what I want to do in life, as it relates to my call, you just simply cannot be involved. If they don't encourage, that's number one. Number two, do they energize? All right, so we know a lot of people who are leeches. They are emotionally, physically, mentally, intellectually, financially draining. They suck all the life out of us. You ever walk around trying to understand, trying to figure out why you're so exhausted all the time? 1 minute, you're full of energy, ready to go, ready to conquer the world. The next minute, you don't have any energy to do anything at all. All you want to do is sit down. You're borderline depressed and you can't figure out why. Well, who did you talk to between the time you was happy and the time you was miserable? That might help you to understand the reason why. Listen, I'm not saying our people don't love us. I'm not saying that our people don't care about us. I'm not even saying they don't really want to see us get where we want to go. I'm just simply saying that they might not be able to handle or deal with or be around while we're getting where we want to go. Listen, your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your family members, your kids, all of these people are important to you, which is the reason why they can have certain influences over our lives. But as it relates to where we want to go, we have to determine, do we want to get there or not? One of the most important, one of the most serious steps we can take is making this list. If they don't make the list, they can't take the journey. That's all that, plain and simple. They cannot go if they don't make the list. Now, I don't want to hurt my people's feelings. They have supported me in the past. Maybe I didn't do everything I should have done. If you're going to carry that guilt across this finish line, you've already doomed yourself before you even gotten started. Let's be very clear about something. You probably have made some mistakes, some horrible ones. You probably have made some missteps. You probably have done some stuff. You have probably been dead wrong about a lot of things. Okay, there's nothing that can be done about yesterday, but there's a whole lot that can be done about today, which will affect tomorrow. Listen, this list and what you're doing right now, this is the most important part of the whole journey, because I said that wrong. This is the most vulnerable part of the whole journey, because if we don't get this step right, we're going to be energized when we take our first step across the starting line, and then we'll take step 2, and then no, maybe I shouldn't do it, because everybody around me is not really with me. Everybody around me is not really, they're not really encouraging. Everybody around me, well, maybe they're right. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should wait a little longer. Well, you've been waiting a little longer. It's been years since you said, I'm going to hold off for a while, and you still haven't gotten where you want to go. Look, there again, I am not telling anybody what to do. I'm simply offering a suggestion. And my suggestion for today is make a list, make a guest list of who can come and who cannot come, because that's the list. That's your team. That's your support. You can't get anywhere with a bad team, and you already know that. There again, this is not revelation. There again, this is not me trying to say you don't know this, because you do. I'm just reminding you of what you already know. While we're going through this list and while we're determining who can come, one of the most important things that we have to deal with is one person, and that's us, you and me. Which one of us is going to cross this line? Now here's the question that I'm asking. When we move forward, we have to take ourselves with us. So which one of you or which one of me is going to cross the line? Will it be the one with all the anxiety, all the insecurity, lack of confidence? Is it gonna, okay, the person who crosses this line can't be the same person who is standing here now. There's some things about our personalities and about ourselves that we have to let go of in order to be successful on the other side of the line. I get it. You might not have been picked first or at all for the kickball team or the baseball team or the basketball team back in the 3rd grade. I get it. You might not have been the prettiest or the most popular or the most in individual. It doesn't matter now, because that has nothing to do with your life now. Stop using the nonsense of the past to prevent our future. We've made enough excuses. We've given enough reasons as to why we can't be successful. All right, let's try something different now. Because what can happen is we can spend the next 10 years discussing the why I can't and what they said and how they feel and what they did. We can spend the next 10 years discussing the same thing, and then 10 years from now we can then try and start the starting line. But the problem with that is we'd be 10 years older. I mean, wouldn't it have been great to know what you know about life now 10 years ago? Wouldn't it be great to be a little younger, a little more energetic, a little more physical, a little more able to do all the things that you want to do? Well, let's not let another 10 years pass and not get where we want to go. So the most important person on this list is you. So which one of you is going to cross this line? All right, if you have no intentions of leaving the person who is miserable, who is guilt-ridden, who is just miserable in all kinds of different ways, if you intend to take that person across the starting line, then you may as well just stay right where you are, because that person is going to drag you down. You remember those leeches that we were discussing a little while ago? Sometimes the worst leech in your life is yourself. Sometimes the worst person who is sucking all the life out of you is you, because you're the one who will tell yourself what you can do and then talk yourself out of it. You're the person who keeps dreaming all of these wonderful things and supporting other people's visions, but never your own. You're the one that puts all this energy into everyone else and then complains that everybody's taking your energy. Nobody taking nothing from you anymore. If they are, stop letting them. The only thing that matters right now is you getting across this starting line with a clean slate. Let yourself off the hook. Forgive yourself and all those people and just get on with life. It happened. Whatever it was, it happened. But get on with life. We've already encouraged you. Find somebody to talk to. Find somebody to unload all of these things on. Find somebody that will listen to what you got to say about all of these things. But don't use it as an excuse anymore, or a reason or a hindrance from you getting where you know you need to be. You have everything you need inside of you to get to the next step. Use it and get there. Take all of the pieces. You've cleaned out your house. If you hadn't, go ahead and do it. You've taken the time and made a list for all the other stuff, your personality traits and where you want to go. You've done all that. If you hadn't, go ahead and do it. We've talked about dealing with distractions and all of the other things. Now all we got to do is just take. I didn't say that right. I'm sorry, that was wrong. I'm asking if you will consider taking these steps, using them, and getting on with your life. Listen, this journey is about all of us getting where we know we can go, getting where we believe we're supposed to be. I know you want to be a better father. I know you want to be a better mother. I know you want to be a better pastor, a better teacher, a better leader, a better business owner. Whatever your thing is, I know you want it. So just go ahead and get there. I'm not pretending that this will be easy. I'm just simply saying it is necessary. Again, I'm proud of you. I love you. Thank you for getting where you want to go. Thank you for stopping by every now and then. And the most important thing is I'll see you at the finish line.